This video will show you how to replace the operating and stationary panels on Andersen 400 series Frenchwood gliding patio doors. You'll need safety glasses, a hammer, a caulk gun, sealant, a drill or driver, a 1/8 inch drill bit, a 1/16 inch drill bit, an 11/32 drill bit, a stiff blade putty knife or flat pry bar, masking tape, a utility knife, a Phillips screwdriver, a flat blade screwdriver, finishing nails, a nail set, and a wood block, as well as a replacement operating and/or stationary panel, available from your Andersen dealer or parts.andersenwindows.com. You may also need a second person to assist you. Before you begin, find the service guide that came with your replacement panel. Be sure to read it completely, including all the cautions and warnings. You can also download the service guide at andersenwindows.com. If you need to familiarize yourself with the terminology in this video, we recommend clicking here to watch a video on identifying the parts on Andersen Frenchwood gliding patio doors. Windows and doors can be heavy. Use safe lifting techniques and a reasonable number of people with enough strength to lift, carry, and install window and door products to avoid injury and/or product damage. Also, make sure any staining or finishing is done prior to replacement. Begin by cutting the varnish with a utility knife, cutting along the headstop, sides of the headstop, interior trim, and side stop. Support the door panel at all times during the following procedure. The panel could drop, causing injury or product damage. Confirm you have the correct panel. Compare it to the existing panel and mark which side you will mount your handles and interlock. Identify and properly orient the panel. Orient the panel so that the top rail is smaller than the bottom rail. The bottom rail contains the rollers. Mark the location of your handles to match the current panel. For panel removal, open the operating panel and remove the headstop screws on the operating side and save for reinstallation. Close and lock the operating panel. Then, remove the remaining headstop screws and headstop, saving them for reinstallation. Open the operating panel. Tip the top of the operating panel out and lift to remove. Place the panel on a clean, flat work surface for hardware transfer. If you're replacing the stationary panel, then remove the interlock, as well as the stationary head bracket and screws. Save for reuse. Remove the sill filler flange screws located on the sill near the stationary panel, saving them for reinstallation. Slide the panel from the side jamb and lift up into the head jamb. If needed, use two people and pull the bottom of the panel out from the frame and remove the panel. Dispose of the old panel properly. From the exterior, lift the replacement stationary panel and insert the top between the insect screen guide and the parting stop. Slide the panel into the jamb until the edge of the panel is flush with the edge of the stationary filler. Align the head bracket with the pre-drilled holes in the head jamb. Fasten the head bracket to the head jamb using the previously removed screws. The sill filler and the pre-drilled holes in the panel line up with the holes in the sill filler flange. Fasten the panel with the previously removed screws through the sill filler flange. Position the stationary interlock weather strip on the interior edge of the stationary panel as shown. The interlock weather strip must contact the black foam plug at the top of the unit and the black foam plug on the bottom of the unit to achieve a weather-tight seal. Failure to do so may result in water infiltration and product or property damage. Hold the stationary interlock weather strip tight to the stationary panel edge. Using a 1/16 inch bit, drill a hole 3/8 of an inch deep into the stationary panel using the interlock weather strip as a guide. Remove the interlock and apply a 1/8 inch bead of sealant up the vertical edge of the stationary panel, starting at the bottom edge of the panel as shown. Fasten the interlock to the stationary panel using the previously removed screws. Moving to the operating panel, transfer the hardware from the current panel to the replacement panel. Remove the screws from the hardware and, if present, remove the mounting studs. Then, remove the thumb latch and lock mechanism, set aside for reuse. Remove the cover plate and save for reuse. Flip the panel over and remove the interlock. Properly dispose of the old panel. Place the replacement panel exterior side up on a clean flat work surface. Remove the tape that is marking the location of the hardware. Place a block of wood to the interior side of the panel to prevent chipping when drilling. Drill an 11/32 inch hole through the existing handle mounting holes. Then, on the opposite side of the panel, apply the 2 handle hole plugs to the handle holes on the interlock side of the operating panel. Apply a 1/8 inch bead of sealant 3 inches up the vertical edge of the panel and a 1/2 inch across the bottom edge of the panel, opposite the side of the handle holes. Position the operating panel interlock weather strip on the exterior edge of the operating panel, opposite the side with the handle holes and flush against the filler. Hold the operating panel interlock weather strip firmly in place. Using the interlock as a guide, drill 1/16 inch holes 3/8 of an inch deep into the operating panel. Fasten the operating panel interlock weather strip using the previously removed screws. Position the operating panel trim piece flush with the bottom of the panel and attach with finishing nails. Flip the panel so the interior is now facing up. Reapply the cover plate. Insert the lock mechanism with the button towards the bottom of the panel. Install the thumb latch with the handle pointing towards the glass. Secure with the previously removed screws. If your hardware has mounting studs, insert them into the exterior handle. Position the exterior and interior handles over the mounting holes and fasten using the previously removed bolts. Do not over-tighten the bolts. Position the panel rollers on the sill track and tip the panel into the frame. Slide the panel closed and lock the door. Position the inside head stop in the head jamb. Make sure the wood surface is facing the interior and insert the stationary side first into the head jamb. Fasten the head stop with the previously removed screws, being careful not to over-tighten. Slide the operating panel until a narrow gap exists between the operating panel and the side jamb from top to bottom. If the gap is not equal, remove the 2 threaded caps located on the bottom rail of the operating panel using a large flat blade screwdriver. To learn how to adjust the rollers, click here to view our video on how to replace and adjust rollers on Andersen gliding patio doors. Replace the caps once the adjustment is complete. Finally, close and lock the door. Congratulations! You have successfully replaced the operating and stationary panels on your Andersen patio door. If you need parts for your Andersen windows or doors, just go to our online parts store at parts.andersenwindows.com. And if you have questions about care, maintenance, or repair, call our Customer Care Center at 888-888-7020. Or visit the Help Center in the Service section of our website at help.andersenwindows.com. Andersen, customer care is what we care about most.